Testing, testing, testing. Hey, what's happening, guys? Thanks for tuning into tonight's live stream, Home Improvement Edition, here with Rustbelt. Captain Ron's right there doing some installation of flooring and such. Working on trying to get all this good stuff set up here. Mm-hmm.
Please don't pay attention to our dirty house.
It's all right. It's called Home Improvement for a reason. There's dogs sprawled out everywhere. No, you can't do the ho 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 thing. Not nearly as good. Just saying. Let me get some live stuff up going here. Nathan is in here. What's happening, Nathan? Good seeing you in tonight. Piqua OH. What's happening, guys? So today I have posted another video up on the ideas and some of my thoughts on purchasing new vehicles and or trading in your vehicles, giving some people some different ideas and thoughts to whether it was a good idea to either trade your vehicle in or to keep it and actually fix it. So one of the biggest, I guess, complaints that I've been having from a lot of customers lately is the cost of parts and everything. And that's one of the things that I didn't go into a whole lot of detail on the video just because it was already like a 17-minute video and I could talk about some of those subjects for, hours at a time. But we got to that point and one of the other things that someone brought up was rust on a vehicle, the life point of having it in the Northeast, especially here in the Ohio area here in the Northeast. Rust is a big player when it comes to automotive parts and trying to get everything that you need. Seeing the overall life expectancy of a vehicle, what the frame looks like after 5 years is actually pretty sad. Yeah, the tariffs are a big deal. And Andy, that's not the only thing that it's really messed with. It's the parts industry, the tool industry also. You guys are starting to see some of the tool prices start to go up. And I've definitely noticed it with TOOLHEADZ Crate, with when we're trying to order things for that, getting some of these companies to come up with the amount of these tools for TOOLHEADZ. It's getting hard trying to find, not only companies that they're like, yeah, we're willing to do this thing with you guys, but at the same time, they're kind of having a hard time coming up with those high of numbers of tools that we need to put into the crates. So it's been, I guess, a little bit chaotic in that aspect, and it's kind of hurt the industry in more ways than one, but it's getting there. I think we're doing slightly better here and there. So tonight I wanted to bring up a couple of different areas of talking points for you. Kind of going off. What's up, Aiden? Thanks for stopping in tonight. With the video that I dropped today, I want to hear some of your guys' aspects on keeping cars, how long that you guys keep them, whether you do all the repairs yourselves, which I'm pretty sure you do, being an automotive people here listening into the channel, but how long do you guys actually keep your vehicles for? How old is your daily drivers? Let's see some of those here in the chat. 30,000 to fix their $2,000 problem. Yeah, yes, a lot of people spend a lot of money. No, not hanging pictures. We're actually installing flooring. So that is the old flooring that's kind of ripped up there. And then this is the new flooring, and they're making their way this way. We can see Captain Ron installing some right there. What's up, Mark? You says you keep them till they rust out. That 99 Civic, 93 Ranger, 95 F-250. See, there's some real mechanics in this place. You're going to drive that shit till the wheels fall off. That's what I'm talking about. 2012 Civic. That's the new one in the chat. What's up, Aaron? So that was another idea of mine that I was going to do a whole video after I talked with Josh Truckmaster on how I probably will never ever sell my truck. He did a video on that with his, and one of the other reasons that I decided, I guess, not to do it was, he did a video on that, but there's a whole lot of reasons of why I'm not going to sell my truck. And one of those being, it's been one of the first vehicles where I've actually built a vehicle that's gone this far. So I feel pretty respectable in that I've actually kept the vehicle for this long, because if anybody knows me, I'm used to going through vehicles like water. We usually go through like 2 or 3. The captain right there.
Hi guys.
Yeah, all of them paid for. That's definitely what's up. That's the best kind of vehicle, is having one that is paid for.
Oh, really? Because you want to sell mine all the time and it's paid for.
Well, you agree with it half the time. What's up with the peanut gallery tonight? Uh-huh.
I believe it's your choice to do the live stream up here.
No, not exactly. Mm-hmm. Hold on, Aiden.
No,
Let me have a look here.
the house beside you.
Yes. Ooh, Aiden got him a new Snap-on set. He got a bunch of cool Snap-on tools. Looks like the buffer unit, a 3/8 impact, the 3/8 ratchet. Is that the 1/4-inch one? 4 batteries and a charger. Where'd you pick that one up, man? What's up, Dallas? Thanks for stopping in tonight. Yeah, exactly, Aaron. You got to keep those old trucks rolling. 95 Tahoe with 300,000 miles. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, we're actually putting in vinyl flooring here. Great videos, reviews, and great tips. 96 F-150. Dual fuel tanks. That was another thing that I'm wanting to do for my my LBZ. Hoping here in the future, dealing with a couple of other companies and doing a fuel tank upgrade. There's not a whole lot of those videos either on YouTube, so I thought that would be something neat, because I am starting to drive this truck further distance away for either collaboration with other YouTubers or to truck shows, and the standard, what is it, like 24 or 25 gallon tank just doesn't always cut it. I can't really get that far. I mean, it's not like I'm going for fuel mileage anyways at this point, but yeah, it'd be nice to have a larger fuel tank. But I'm not really wanting to get rid of my truck anytime soon. And one of the things that my boss actually asked me, the owner of the dealership, he came out and asked me, so we get this Challenger Hellcat in, and I'm eyeballing it pretty hard at that point. He's like, so would you trade your truck in on that one? And I got to thinking really hard, and for the amount that I use and abuse and build my truck, I had to say that I'm like, even if it was like a straight up trade, I don't think that I would ever trade in my truck for that one even. I use it way too much. It's more of I guess, a staple of the channel now at this point. I couldn't imagine selling it. So even if I was to sell it, say one of you guys were to buy it, how shitty would I feel seeing that thing on Instagram? You're like, haha, I've got the Rustbelt Mechanic's truck. I would feel horrible seeing it on there. I would a lot. Ooh, Aiden got those off of eBay. Those are stolen, says the Peanut Gallery. Fellow Mopar Tech here. Love the content. Thanks, Lee. I appreciate you guys stopping in. Lots of new names in here. Dual fuel tanks, it was a factory option, but it's not one that you see very often at all, even on the Fords. I don't know if it was a factory option on the Chevys. It was on the Dodge, I know that one, but I guess I'm not really well versed enough in the Chevys to know that one. I'll have to look up and see what that one says. 700,000 kilometers on an 03 F350. What's that in miles? Do I notice any difference with the one-piece drive shaft? The very first thing that I notice with that, and I don't know if it's all due to the one-piece drive shaft or if it's also due to the transfer case, which it very well may be, is that it decelerates a lot slower. Coasting in that truck is a whole lot easier now, and I find myself having to use the brakes more, which has gotten me thinking that probably here in the near future I'm going to need to do a brake upgrade, especially with all the different horsepower and stuff that I've been adding to the truck. It's going to be to the point where yeah, I might need some extra braking when it comes to the truck. She's a big heavy beast. When she gets rolling down the road, it's hard to stop her in some things. 434,000 miles is what 700K is. That's really good for anything. Jake brake, yeah, that happens. The dog really needs to help move the sofa. No, Charlotte's just got to stick her nose in pretty much everything. Or paint. Got all kinds of stuff going on in here. We got people painting, ripping up flooring. We get about time to the end of the live stream. They're going to get to my chair here. They're going to get to my chair here and I'll have to move. So that's when I know that that'll be the end of the live stream. Listen here, children. Children's kids these days, you know.
Excuse me, Massa. Can I take a break?
No, you may not. Get back to work. Have I ever played Car Mechanic Simulator? Dominic Plays said. So I have not, but I have seen the captain here play it quite often. Make sure you go over and tune into the captain and his channel. He actually plays that one quite often live on his. I just don't have the patience for that one without actually having my hands on something. It's computer and video games. I have some patience for, but not a whole lot, especially in those areas. That flooring didn't say Snap-on. Is that okay for you? No, that is perfectly fine. I have a lot of people ask me that. Children's. I heard you. Yeah. So a lot of the people have asked that, you know, a lot of the tools that I have. What's up, Novataz? Coming in. I knew that the Captain Ron was the slave. Nope. Can't say that I have tried that one. A lot of people have asked, with all of the Snap-on tools that I have at the shop, what kind of tools and everything do I carry here at the house? And one of the things that I don't carry is a lot of Snap-on things. I don't have the extra funds to outfit my home garage with a whole nother Snap-on set. It just doesn't happen. I have kind of gone in through a somewhat toolbox tour that I had before with my Milwaukee toolbox in the garage. I think that was even on a live stream a couple of months ago, but I don't have that one. Get a large Snap-on sticker for your floor. That's what we need. We need a huge. So this is all, you know, nice vinyl flooring. We need to get a big Snap-on rug, like a big Snap-on area rug. No, come on, Snap-on area rug. Who would be cool with that one? Seriously, Snap-on area rug. Yeah. What's up, Corey? Thanks for stopping in, buddy. What's your opinion on extreme toolboxes or the tool vault toolboxes? So I haven't had any history, or I have not seen any of the tool vault ones, but I have seen some of the extreme toolboxes. I put my hands on one or two of them before, and they are actually pretty decent. Where am I? This is actually the computer setup that I normally do all of my video editing on. Normally on the live streams, we're down. We've got a theater in the basement, and that's where Captain Ron's computer is set up, and that's normally where we do the live stream because that's away from everything. But currently, my son has overtaken the basement for theatrical viewing, and yeah, so I'm up here enjoying the peanut gallery. I know. Yeah, the extreme boxes, I do think they're actually pretty nice. They remind me a lot of what was the other brand? God, that's gonna be hard. That'll come to me later. It'll come to me. I'm sure it will. It's definitely above like the U.S. General, the Harbor Freight style toolboxes. They seemed a lot nicer than those ones. The steel on them was nice. I remember the rollers and the handles being a really nice construction on that. It fit real well. So I think that they are pretty decent. I don't own one, but yeah. I use a Home Depot brand toolbox and a Harbor Freight tool cart. Oh yeah, that works just fine. Seriously, you do not have to have the nicest things, the snap-ons and all right off the bat. I mean, if that's what you're getting to in the industry, you have to be able to fit within your budget and means. And I can't stress that enough for guys who are getting into the industry to be able to actually stay within your means. Let's see here. Harbor Freight, looking at upgraded injectors. Fast fuel pump. So I personally, if you check out some of my earlier videos, I use a Air Dog. I like theirs better. They were a little bit quieter for my truck. Am I still liking the SP Mini Impact? I absolutely love it. I used it all last week. I was using it on a lot of things that I probably didn't need to use it for by any means, but I just wanted to see what kind of situations I could get it in. What's up, Robert? Leon Automotive. Seeing some new people running here. Dick Skinner coming in. What's up, buddy? But yeah, that SP Impact. So yes, I have gotten a few things sponsored from SP Tools, but I would not ever make a video for you guys if I didn't believe in what the tool can actually do. I'm not going to do a fake tool video like, yeah, this is the best tool ever, but this thing falls apart in like 10 seconds. Yeah, never, ever will do that one. So yes, I am definitely still absolutely loving the SP Impact. Admittedly, I have not used very many of my air tools over the last, we'll say, year or so, ever since I did the review on the Milwaukee Electric and those impacts. Those have pretty much taken on a whole game of themselves, and I use them literally every day, all day. So it's kind of refreshing to get back to using some air powered tools, and I realize how light they are compared to the electric tools. It makes me want to start getting out a lot of my air and pneumatic tools again. I definitely would like to. So I think that I'm going to start getting out a couple more of my air tools coming back, and maybe doing some more looks into that one. Do I have the new Snap-on brushless 1/2-inch impact? No, and I could talk about that for a while. I've seen it and I put my hands on it, but I have not got to do any actual testing, and I'm not allowed to own it yet because in our region we're not one of the, I guess, key testing regions, so we're not allowed to have them yet. The pricing on the brushless impact, Warren, ask. I know Dick Skinner has got one. I know, of course, he gets his hands on everything early, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be right around $1,250 right off the bat from the Snap-on truck, which is going to be kind of insane. But after seeing a lot of the guys with these things torn apart, I have a feeling that they are going to be some beasts and some powerhouses. I don't know if you guys have or have not seen any of the online pictures or anything on the and yes, no, it's absolutely not, Robert. Yep. Yeah, I hope it's badass. I have not gotten anything to see on that one, but I really, really hope it's everything that they say it is, especially for the cost that it's going to be. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of money. Yeah, Tyrone, if you're looking for one of those air stubby impacts, definitely look into that. I've used the Matco version 1 before, which is also, I believe, they are made by Astra Pneumatic, or correct me if I'm wrong on that one, but I know the manufacturer had made those, and then who made them for SP Tools USA is the upgraded version of it. So you're getting the newer, better tool right off the bat. Matco doesn't really make any of their tools anyways. They just buy the rebranded stuff on top of it. Is the dog's chewing a hole in the couch? No, she's chewing on a chew toy.
But thank you for looking out.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, that is beyond stupid money for those. I have heard, Jordan, that the 14.4s are getting brushless, but again, stepping toes on a lot of the other manufacturers that have come out with the brushless lines of motors and the battery options already that Milwaukee has come out with. They don't want to run into another Milwaukee lawsuit, so I guess they are stepping much, much lighter when it comes to that one. Although I need to post a video of replacing your starter. Yep. There you go. Wanted to grab a link for you guys here.
What's happening, guys?
God damn it, there's a cat on the freaking ladder.
There it is. So another one of the things that I had talked about in my live stream and in my most recent video is my new GoFundMe account, which is going to be for the Rustbelt Mechanic Scholarship Fund. I'm going to be starting this one. I went to a college called Sinclair Community College here, located locally in Dayton, Ohio, and they got me started off in my automotive career. So I wanted to be able to give something back to them. And I know there has been a lot of guys who have asked me, how do I donate to the channel? You know, can I send you something? And I actually say, don't do any donations on here. Click on that link there and donate to the GoFundMe account for the grant scholarship fund that I'm starting. That's going to go to the automotive college there. And we're going to go through a selection process and have pick between the automotive programs and find out some of the best students that start off for their first quarter. Be able to help them out with some of their initial tool costs. I've set a goal of like $5,000 to be able to have in there. That's hopefully by like the December time frame. And that's what I'm hoping we're able to get there, to be able to split it between a couple of automotive students to get them started off with some nice tools so they don't have a lot of tool debt starting things off. So I will continue to post it on here for you guys. If you feel like donating to the channel, please donate to the GoFundMe Rustbelt Mechanic Scholarship Fund before that one. The starter replacement was a Harley Davidson Softail. Yeah, I can't say that I've ever seen that one done either. What coolant pressure tester do I use? I just have the standard Snapon one. Has, I believe, 4 different adapters into it. I don't know if it's a Snap-on or if it's a Blue Point set. I got that one like really early on when I first started school. Will those students also have access to the Snap-on student discount? Yes, Jordan, they absolutely will. All of those students will have access to the Snap-on, Matco, and I'm also trying to push for a couple of my tool sponsors to get onto the bandwagon of more student and SEP starting tool programs for guys who are going into college or starting off in the field, to get some discounts for them starting off in the field rather than racking up a lot of tool debt. I'm talking with SP Tools, and I can't say that that one's really official yet. However, I believe that they're going to be jumping on the bandwagon and having a student account also for a couple of schools. We're going to be working on hopefully a pilot program, hopefully to announce here in the next month or so. Driving back to Ohio. So yes, they will have access to those. So not only will they be able to get the grants and funds from the scholarship account here, but they will also be able to have access to those coming in from the different manufacturers. So looking forward here into the next couple of months or so, I want to hear what you guys think about tools and what kind of tool videos that you want to see. Whether you like to see either more like new tools that are coming to market, kind of like my nifty tool videos, or if you want to see more tools in action kind of things, tools in use by the mechanic, how they're used, how to better use them along those lines. Chaka, gotta say, Ryobi is trash. Well, you know what? Ryobi right in frame. How you like that one, Chaka? Ryobi for the win. What do you see in the future for tech schools? Hey, look, more Ryobi that works perfectly and never had to warranty one out, even compared to Snapon. You believe we'll still be around tech schools? Yeah, so hopefully here soon, I think we might be able to set up something with the local community college. I know if you guys look back, we did do a video with the head of the CAP coordinator, with Captain Ron and Brandon, who was in the shop at the time. We did a video on the SEP and the CAP program through Chrysler. And hopefully I'm gonna do another video there, maybe a live stream with the college, to be able to do kind of a walk around of the school to get you guys introduced into what you might be seeing in a technical school. One of the, yeah, where you can go watch Captain Ron. Yeah. But they, a lot of, pretty much most of the questions that I get on especially Instagram is, hey, I'm going into the automotive field. What kind of tools should I buy? What should I look for when I go to school? What should I expect over the next 2 years? And usually I'll link them to my videos or Captain Ron's videos, but I think that it would be really cool to do a live stream from the school to be able to talk to some of the instructors and answer some of your guys' questions on top of that one. Yeah, I want to do the Snap-on half-inch brushless impact, and I am working on getting my hands on one for testing. I'm hoping it's weeks away, a couple of weeks, hopefully. That's what I'm kind of hoping. No, Ronifer, we're good. No, then I'll keep. You want to see more of the stuff of what I'm doing in the shop. So Warren, one of the things that I kind of have, I guess not so much issues with, but I don't like to do a lot of videos, especially during the day while I'm trying to work. Number one, I'm so busy and I'm so backed up that I really don't have much time to, but I think that I'm taking away from my current employer. So that's why you guys don't see very many, if any at all, videos during my day-to-day life as a mechanic actually in the shop. Digging the new tool videos, there seems to be more than they're bringing some quality products to the market like SP. And Jordan, we're going to actually be seeing a lot of new things coming out from SP. I'm working with them a lot to be able to get some of their new products that are coming to market out here first, so you guys can see them. If you haven't checked out SP Tools, make sure you go and do that one. It's SP Tools USA over on Instagram, or their website is, let me just type it in here, sptools-usa.com. That is their website right now, and they're looking at having a more, I guess, well-rounded website that's going to have a lot more of their products listed here. Probably they're hoping the 1st of August, so hopefully here within the next week or so. Was there a party here last night? No, this is home improvement going on. We were putting all new flooring in here, the house. Yeah, no, you still suck at it. Ron looks like a dog that can't find his favorite toy. Much better. Much better. Everyday Fleet Tech. Everyday Fleet Tech. I see more how-tos, maybe uses for the thermo imager. Yeah, I could definitely do that one, Roman. We have impacts. What's going on over there? Yep, more flooring. So hopefully we're looking into a lot more things. That's the link to SP Tools. Like I said, I'm going to be dealing with them a lot here lately, and I'm working on doing the toolbox tour for at the house. I'm wanting to get a couple more organizational things put into that toolbox before I do a whole toolbox tour. I don't get the chance to use that toolbox every day because it is the one here at home. So I don't have it all set up and organized how I like it. A lot of those tools are just thrown in there right now because I just haven't gotten around to being able to put them in there how I want them, how I like them. So right now a toolbox tour in that fashion would not be all that great. Waiting for October to get here for more Milwaukee. So who on here actually kept in and was watching the NPS 19 with the reveals from Milwaukee? What kind of tools are you looking forward to that they're coming out with here soon? We'll hear that one from you guys as well. I am definitely looking forward to the new M12 grinder, the right angle grinder. I was super impressed by that one, and I'm kind of disappointed with the Snap-on one and the size and the longevity of that one. I've already had to replace mine one time within the first 3 months of owning it. So that's what I'm hoping to see. Yoga wants to see the long ratchet. Now, Snap-on's been, for once, ahead of the game in the long ratchets. Milwaukee hasn't been able to keep up with that one. Yeah, the new electric ratchets. I want to see the new electric torque wrench, the electric ratchet that's a torque wrench all in one together, seeing what that one can do, and hopefully where they're able to keep the price point at it also. That's fine. Why? Because you want the cordless ratchet. Yeah, old Captain Ron is in the exact same boat because right now Milwaukee is running a lot of really good deals on their M12 fuel line of the 3/8 and the 1/4-inch electric ratchets. And it's really, really hard for him to kind of hold off on that one or see what new is coming to the market here in the next month or so. He wants one really bad. I hope it will with those new ones. I'm really also, let's see, what was the other one that I was looking at that was really impressive? It was the Max Torque, the Milwaukee M12 Surge. So it's supposed to be a new 1/4-inch drill bit driver that's supposed to be able to handle as much as like the M18 line for their bit drivers, which kind of insane, and hopefully a lot of those bits will be able to handle up to it. But I'm intrigued to be able to check out that one also. Snap-on dealer said he's going to the expo on the 10th. Yeah, Jordan. So that's another thing that I really, really wish I was able to do for a lot of my viewers is be able to go to the Snap-on Tool Expo. But of all the things that I've been able to get my hands on before they ever come to market and being able to talk to you guys about the newest, latest, greatest things, even with the status of YouTube that I have, they said, I really don't care if you have 100,000 subscribers, unless you are a paid person by Snap-on and you have a route or a truck or whatever through Snap-on, you're not going to be getting into the Snap-on thing, the expo in August, which I really, really wish I would be able to sometime just for press, I guess. But it has been nothing but no go, no go, no go for the last like month of trying. And I definitely have tried. I've talked to all different kinds of representatives, regionally, nationally, trying to get into it, and they're not having it. They really don't want to see me there. So I'm like, well, I guess so. So I asked that one Everyday Fleet Tech, and unless they are I guess a spouse, they're not allowed to be there as a just guest. They would not go for that one at all. You know more than my Snap-on guy. Yeah, I know more than my Snap-on guy too, which is kind of frustrating for me and him both because a lot of the times he'll come in and I say, "Here, I want that part number." And he's like, yeah, I don't have that one. I don't even know if I can order that kind of types into his computer. Oh, I can order that one. Oh, well, I guess, okay, I'll order it for you. Now we're stepping a little bit too far there, Novataz. I'm not going to go that far on that one. Yeah, I know Joel went last year, and I don't know the relation he has with his Snap-on rep or regional rep, but they were not having me being able to go this last year. Yeah, I see that one. Excuse me. That was a good one. One of the other things that I have picked up a couple of new things here in the last week or so that hopefully I'll be doing a Nifty Tools of the Week video also. I don't like to do Nifty Tools of the Week stuff on things that I literally have just got within the last day or two. I like to use them for at least a week to be able to see how they work, how well they work, whether they hold up, especially newer tools. I picked up the new Snap-on Light, the ECARD 064, I think was the number there on that one. So I picked up that brand new light this last week. I was supposed to get it a week early, but somebody's shipment got delayed or something stupid along those lines. I am in Ohio, and we actually had a Mac Tools guy that came to our shop about 7 years ago, and he was the strongest pig-head smartass that I've ever dealt with. We tried to buy some stuff off of him, and he tried to make us pay for almost $1,000 worth of tools that we wanted to put on a truck account. He said, yeah, as long as you pay it off in 2 weeks. I'm like, what kind of truck accounts are you running? You know, where do you guys have guys who are able to pay off $800 worth of tools within 2 weeks? No, that's not how truck accounts work. Well, I don't know who you guys are, so I don't know about that one. Well, I guess you're not going to be getting our business then. And ever since that time, he never came back. So unfortunately, no Mac tools for us. 410 in the house. What's up, buddy? He's been cranking out some really cool videos. If you haven't seen it, there's some guys in here who have some really good channels. Novataz, 410 Auto Talk, Auto Tech, Everyday Fleet Tech. Autobahn Dan has got the king when it comes to the Instagram accounts. Love seeing his stuff come through. All your the daily things on Instagram, that's what I've kind of see a whole lot more. A lot of the guys who post on during the day on YouTube, I don't get the chance to watch any of that usually until later at night. So I'm kind of behind the game when it comes to a lot of the daytime posts on YouTube videos. But then the guys who post on Instagram, I love seeing those during the day. Yoda Doug putting out some crow's feet on there. Yeah, I wish we had a Mac Tools guy who was worth a damn to be able to come to our shop. I'm not going to say that Mac Tools is bad or good. I just don't get to use them because I don't have a representative come to me. I only have a Snap-on, but see other companies drive by that don't stop. Yeah, I see the Mac guy's truck drive by all the time. Novataz, what kind of new stuff are you getting into? He also does a live stream every Sunday as well. He's probably going live here in about 20 minutes or so. The 12-inch locking flex head. Yep. Is there any car maker today still using a distributor? No, there is not by any means at all. Everyone has single coils over plugs. Distributors are a thing of, we'll say, the early 80s or so. Oh, we got Snap-on Matco guy. The trans in your RAM. That's what you're going to be doing here soon. Quick nap. Who has naps? You have time for naps? Are you kidding me? It's a Sunday. You're taking naps. Ain't nobody got time for that. So I don't care. I'm special. BNC connector is necessary to diagnose engines. I don't get a whole lot of the Pico scopes to be able to get my hands on either. I don't have a rep that deals in any of those, so it's kind of hard for me to want to purchase those because I have all of the tools and everything that most Pico and scopes would do. Our our shop has a Snap-on Zeus that has a lot of the scoping functions of everything that I really need. So it's kind of hard for me to want to purchase a lot of the Pico scopes to do testing on. But I'm, maybe something in the future. Might be looking for that one. Guessed. Yeah, working on newer vehicles is not an easy thing anymore. Not by any ways, shape, or means at all. I think the easiest thing that I have to do in the way of doing newer vehicles these days, especially when it comes to bigger, like heavy line jobs, is the Pro Masters. I've gotten pretty good at working on those, and the transmissions in those, which if anybody knows about the Chrysler 6-speeds, they've got some issues with the torque converters, the inputs, and the flex plates breaking on them. So I can have the transmissions in and out pretty quick. And I think warranty time actually only pays like 4.5 hours, something like that. So there's a couple of things here and there that's actually pretty good and pretty easy for that one. I'm not kicking back. I mean, kind of, but yeah. He's putting floor in, Mike. Picked up a Verus wireless for 130 bucks. Wow, that's pretty good. Sounds like an addiction. Yeah, it does. Is the Chrysler transmission made by Aisin? Not the 6-speed one. The 6-speed is just a newer rendition of the older 42 TE, so it's a 62 TE transmission in those. Aisin does not make that specific transmission. They make a lot of the rear-wheel drive trans that the Chryslers have right now, the 8 speeds especially, and the 6 speeds that are in the big dualies and trucks. Those are Aisin trans. Some of the newer ones that Chrysler is going to be putting out here in the next year or so, they're going to some newer stuff made by Aisin. One of the biggest things that I think is going to be interesting to see is their newest 8-speed trans. They're looking, and they actually made one of the largest purchases in automotive history with that company on buying 8 speeds that have a hybrid motor built into the trans, which if anybody knows what those transmissions goes into, which is going to be the Chargers, Challengers, anything with that LX body, Hellcats, some of the trucks also it goes into, being able to have the 8-speed trans with an extra electric motor built into it that's good for up to, I think they said 150 extra horsepower on top of it, I think is going to be something bananas on that one. So up here. All right, Novitaz, we'll catch you later, bud. Yes, Aisin is a Japanese manufacturer of transmissions. They have been big in the European market for a lot more years than pretty much most of any transmission maker here in the US has been around for. All for dealers at the shop. So much. What's up, George? Good to see you in here tonight. Need an SK truck. I wish we had more tool manufacturers. I really want to see Gear Wrench Truck being able to come out with that one. Hopefully SP is going to be coming out with tool trucks coming out here soon. You're going to be surprised how many tools are going to be on their tool inventory when their newer website drops here within the next month or so. How many tools that SP Tools is actually going to be carrying. Their electric stuff is going to be awesome. I don't want to go into too much detail about that one yet because I guess it's still kind of under wraps until it gets official unveiling, and I'll be doing that as soon as it comes. But hopefully we'll be looking out on that one also. Is the complexity on the new transmission going to be hard to work on? Tom, I'm pretty much thinking that it's going to be impossible to work on. With anything new that comes into the industry, the automotive manufacturers, they don't like to see technicians working on those new items. For instance, when the new 8HP 90s came out, the new 8-speed rear-wheel drive transmissions, Technicians, yes, we went through online training. We may have even gotten to look at one or take one apart in our hands-on training down at one of our training centers. But as far as seeing them in the field and taking them apart to repair them in the field, it didn't happen. Not for the first, usually year and a half, maybe even 2 years after these newer driveline components are put out onto the market. A lot of these manufacturers want to see those come right back to the engineers to be able to go through and see what your diagnostics were. They'll have you put out a lot more information when it comes to those. Say, for instance, I got one of those newer transmissions. I was having an issue with it. Usually somebody with the technical team is going to get on with me and they're going to say, hey, I want to see your CVT, or there you want to see your line pressures. I want to see where the shift adaptives are all set at right now. We want to see how long it takes, and we want to do a vehicle scan inspection and maybe do some vehicle recordings of the transmission shifting. At that point, we're going to send you a brand new one off the line. We just want you to take it out, put a new one back in, put that one in the box. Don't even take the fluid out of it. We want to see the fluid as it is and send it directly back to us. So seeing a lot of the newer driveline components, that's usually what a lot of manufacturers do when they first come out. Technicians, even level 3 and 3 certified like myself, we're not going to be taken apart for usually at least the first couple of years. 716 Auto, what's up, buddy? Does the 3.6 liter engines have common lifter and cam trouble? Yes, they absolutely do. That is probably one of the most repaired items that we have on the 3.6 liter engines right about now. Usually it hits right around 100,000, 120,000. The rollers that are on the rocker arms, they actually will lock up. The little needle bearings in them will lock up, which in that terms, then they can't sit there and roll. So they're just going to sit there and wear on the cam, wear, and eventually wear the lobe off the cam if you drive it for long enough. I've seen some people drive them. Usually you'll start to hear a tick in the top end, kind of like that. And that's when they'll end up having those upper end issues in the 3.6s. Not really much of anything you can do other than to just replace the lifter. And if it got down into the actual lobe of the cam to where the roller won't damage the actual cam, the roller itself, but once the roller is worn enough where it gets down to the rocker assembly itself, the rocker assembly will actually dig into those cams, and then you'll have to put a cam in it too, which also thankfully on the 3.6 liter engines is not that bad of a repair either. I think they pay like, I want to say like 3 hours, something along those lines. They're not that bad at all. Yours is at 40,000 miles. Yeah, I've seen a couple of them, especially. I guess we did see a couple of lower mileage ones with the Ohio State Highway Patrol vehicles. We had to do a couple of those that had the 3.6 liter engines. Other than that, a lot of the other ones had Hemis, early Hemis. If you guys know any of those also had a lot of high temperature idling issues to where the camshafts would also wear out on those. Same deal. The rollers would lock up on the lifters, wiping the cam lobes out on top of that one also. So what would you say would be the easiest way to change the CPS? Is that the camshaft position sensor or crank position sensor on a 2012 200, Robert? And which engine are you talking about for that one? Grandpa's half-inch drive, snap-on ratchet. It's got a mechanic. Okay. That's pretty cool, Nick. How long will the helicoil fix last on the 5.4 Spark? So, Dear Tech 44, I have not personally put a helicoil into a 5.4 motor, but I've seen other techs do it, and it hasn't been on anybody's vehicles that they've known. It was on customer vehicles, so I can't say that whether it was something where it only lasted a couple weeks or a couple of months, but I've seen it done. And I own the kit for removing the broken off Triton motor, the spark plugs where the tips break off in the cylinder heads. I've got the tool to be able to do that one, but I have not myself put helicoils into those heads. I guess if I ever owned a Ford, I'd probably do it on my own, but I'll never own a Ford. No hate for that one, but it does. The crank sensor on, say, like a 2.4, it's either a 2.4 liter or a 3.6 liter. The crank sensor on them. So the crank sensor on the 2.4 liter is on the down towards the back of the motor on the side of the block. You have to get to it from the bottom. And on the 3.6 liter engine, it's around the backside on the back of the block, also close to the back of the block towards the backside of the crank. So really not that hard of repairs on those. And it depends on the 2.4, which one do you have. I want to say some of those had to remove the starter. Would have been the only thing that would have been hard to take more time on that one, but not that much. Up to 1 inch or 27 millimeter reversible ratcheting wrenches would be nice. Yeah. So Jordan, you're actually going to be seeing a set of those coming up real soon on my videos. I've got a couple of larger ratcheting wrenches and other wrench sets that I picked up over the last couple of weeks with SP. Another set we use is from OEM Tools. So uh, something ahead of time for you guys, that you guys will be seeing some larger wrench reviews coming out for that one. What's up, Rancy T? Nice, the Blue Point make a set, but only 3/4 or 19 millimeter. Yeah, and Snap-on wrenches that are anything above 1 inch, those are some pricey sons of bitches. They're super, super proud of those wrenches. It says go from the bottom. Oh, it's the 3.6 liter engine. On a 200, usually, so you'll have a small heat shield that will be in the way, but that is just one of those flimsy, floppy little heat shields. And as long as the engine is cool, you can do it from the top. If you're doing it from the bottom, that heat shield's really in the way, and you'll have to take that one off. The O2 sensor also has its wiring clipped onto that heat shield. I think 2 10-millimeter bolts take the heat shield off, and then you have direct access to that crank sensor on the back side of that one. Hot up to 27 millimeter Snap-on combo wrenches. Yes, they are stupid big money. The wrench set that I picked up from SP actually is full ratcheting wrenches up through, I believe it's like, I want to say it's like 35 or 36 millimeter ratcheting wrenches. I don't know that I'll have a whole lot of applications that I want to use 36 millimeter ratcheting wrenches on, but I got them. They were in that kit. I wanted something that was a little bit larger than the 22, 23, and even some 24s. I had picked up a Husky 24 not too long ago, just because that's what a lot of the suspension points were. So that's what I had gotten to go with. But I wanted some that were up to like a 32 millimeter wrench for underneath on suspension. A lot of alignments on Dodge trucks and all. So I picked up that set from SP Tools to be able to do that one. So you guys will be seeing a video coming up very soon on that. Right, that was it. Heat shield off. It was 2 10-millimeter and the 113. It's all good, Robert. We're here to learn about some cool new stuff. My shop's having issues with the V6 200. Put in the rear bank O2 sensors, give us circuit codes, but all the wiring tests good, and replace both sensors and they still come back. Are you having issues with the heaters or the actual bank 2 O2 sensors themselves? I've seen a couple of times where the PCM will be an issue on detecting the catalyst efficiency on a lot of the downstream O2 sensors, but not a whole lot on that one. Ever dealt with a column shift charger 2006 through 10, intermittent unable to shift out of park? Maybe the console shift ones had issues. Okay, so if it's the column shift charger, so that one would be the state highway patrol or the police option chargers that had the shifters. You also want to look into whether they had a park safety switch. Some of them had them hooked up for, I guess, unauthorized user safety purposes, to where, usually on older vehicles, where the bright switch was up where you put your left foot up in the foot area underneath the dash. Instead of pushing one of those buttons to turn on the brights, there is a safety switch to be able to take the vehicle out of park. So sometimes the manufacturers had put those in, and when they took them out of service, then they would take that actual switch out of place, and maybe where that tied in, you might have some issues with that one. Yes, Brad's workbench, guys. He's going to be going on with quite a few guys tonight. Junk from work is going to be going on with him, which I didn't see him in here tonight either. On top of that one, Captain Ron. How many vehicles off the truck with less than 10 miles with any issues? We had a couple of them. We had a Renegade with a junk transmission a couple months back. I had that one on. Your thoughts on the Milwaukee battery-powered torque wrenches? I haven't seen them yet, but I want to see them. I really want to be able to see those new ones. They've got that sick electric ratcheting torque wrench coming out. I'm hoping to see that one come out real soon. No, just Captain Ron's vape cloud in here. Got all smoky in here. Had a new Colorado with 9 miles, no AC. We have had a couple of new vehicles over the last, I'd say, maybe once or twice in the last couple of years that come in with no Freon in them, where the factory just forgot to charge them. New means new, not always good. That is very, very true. We've had a couple of them. So, new vehicle issues, a lot of them are usually fit and finish issues where the vehicle doesn't have maybe some interior panels put in or doesn't have some caps put onto it. One vehicle came in without a seatbelt buckle. Usually it's small stuff like that. We don't see too many vehicles with a lot of powertrain issues, especially like I said, other than that Renegade that we had come in that literally had like 9 miles on it and pulled fluid out of the pan, and it was full of metal shavings. That 9 miles that it had put onto it was a rough 9 miles for that trans. Something was set up way wrong. Excuse me. Had a couple of cars coming off the truck without a drop of coolant. I can't say that I've seen that one yet. Not on the Chrysler side of things. Captain Ron needs a couple of toolbox add-ons. Yeah, yes, he does. He's been adding some stuff onto his tool cart. Oh, he says that's his next video. 4 weeks later. Picked up the FLL 80. Yeah, it is a good ratchet. I like that one a lot. Does it have leaked that refrigerant just sitting in the lot? Yeah, I've seen that one before where a lot of, or it doesn't have the Schrader valve put in all the way into one of the charge ports. That would be crazy. What's up, Junk from work? He decided to stop in. Glad to see you, buddy. I know you're getting ready to go in for your, big live stream with Maintenance Man and Brad Workbench and all them cool guys, but he will be up till like 4 in the morning. It's going to be a 5-hour live stream. You crazy kids. Yes, SP Tools site is very nice. I do give that one to them. They have a very nice website going on for what they do. It is his pre-YouTuber stream workout. Yep. Put the link back in the description for the Rustbelt Mechanic GoFundMe account for the the scholarship grant fund that I talked about in the last video and earlier. If you guys want to do any donations, make sure you do it to that page, por favor. New Acadia bought brand new next morning. All the oil was in the garage for. They forgot an oil pan seal? Wow, now that's a new low. For a brand new vehicle, that's pretty bad. Yeah, on the back ratchet. Jordan, I would have to say I do own quite a few Snap-on ratchets, but my favorite new ones to see are the Matco ratchets. The Matco ratchets are just, they're on point. They're a lot more of a slender design. Their locking mechanisms for the locking flex heads are a lot better than the Snap-on ones. Way, way better than Snap-on ones and a lot of other manufacturers. Yes, it is on Brad's workbench. Junk from work. Yes, it is. Junk from Work, if you have not checked out his channel's been killing it lately. He was able to do a whole review video on a soldering iron without breaking it. Like he got all the way through, like was it like a 15-minute video, something like that, and he didn't break anything. Like nothing at all. It was so awesome to watch him. I'm just giving you some shit, man. Junk for Work has a really cool channel where he disassembles a lot of things, kind of AVE-ish style with his own twist on things, more friendly for the automotive kind of style people. It's because of my note. Yes, that I had to put that one on there. I couldn't let that one ship out without writing that one on there either. I know it wasn't Captain Ron, it was me. I definitely had that one. Yep. Barely get an AC work here. Nope. Math is on par with my CAN bus system testing. Yep. He does really good reviews. I will definitely give him that one. You need to get that the Greek mechanic on there some more, man. Hashtag hungover. I see how it is. All right, guys. Well, it's coming up on the 9 o'clock hour in which most other streams are getting ready to start here soon. So I think I've jibbed and jabbed and talked on about nonsense here long enough. Time to actually get some help in with the troops here and putting some more flooring in. Get off my butt and actually start doing some work. So, yeah. Yeah, it is. Brad's workbench, you would be proud with how well this flooring's coming here soon. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you check out a couple of links that I'll put in here. One is going to be the GoFundMe account for the Rustbelt Mechanic scholarship grant for Sinclair Community College, where I am putting together this grant for new students coming into the automotive industry and getting a start and hopefully getting them a better start that's less intrusive on the wallets and getting themselves some new tools. So make sure you guys check that one out. And hopefully here in the next week, we're going to have lots of cool things coming down the pipeline. Boost Auto Parts is going to be hooking me up with a couple of things. I've already started on it, some things for the Duramax. So that's going to be coming down the line. If you guys enjoy the Duramax content, I've got a lot of big things coming up here in the next couple of weeks on that one. Something with HSP. We're going to be going up to their new fancy shiny facility up in Memphis, Michigan, I believe is where they're actually located. So we're going to be do that one. Thanks, Jordan. I appreciate it, bud. And then we're also going to be doing some nifty tools this next week. We're going to be throwing some wrenches, some ratcheting wrenches into the pipeline for that one. Get you guys some look at some really neat, nifty new tools coming to the market here in the United States. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that one. More Duramax content, they say. I want to have more Duramax content. And if you also have been watching Truckmaster's channel, if you don't, make sure you go check him out because you're silly if you don't. But if you watch Josh's channel, you would see that he had a couple of seats in the back of his truck. Those are mine. And we're going to be doing some specialty build on the interior of the Duramax. So that will hopefully be coming up probably the middle of August coming up because I'm not making a special trip up to get those seats. So we'll get them on the weekend of the 10th. We'll get those, and we're going to be bringing those back the week after that, as well as a lot more stuff with the Duramax. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you tuning in tonight. Thanks for stopping in and enjoying your hour-long talking nonsense with me. Thanks, guys, and we will catch you next time. Take it easy.
You guys stay awesome.
There it is. Staying awesome. See you guys.